What's up, guys? NepentheZ here. Willkommen to das Stream. So far, we continue the pursuit of everything. Hello, friends. What's up, NepentheZ? How you doing, man? Find me here, building our first lineups for at Sorare 27. What's up? What's up? How you doing, guys? Twitch.tv. Hold on, sorry, let me just get my tweet out. This is the picture of it all and the beauty, you know. You and I get burst and burn. Burst, burst, burst. Burst and burst, burst and burst, burst and burst, burst. Just the two of us. We can make it if we... Guys, I'm £30 short of the £10,000 spend mark. And I still haven't bought a single player from England 2, France 2, Eredivisie, or realistically Germany 2. I've done pretty much everything else. But I actually think it's probably going to end up costing about 16-ish, 17-ish thousand for all of the small leagues. And that is about twice what I expected it would be. And that's quite crazy. What's up, though, guys? What's up, ginger motherfucker? How are you today? How is it gunning? How's it gunning, lads? Today, though, I want to start focusing on our lineups, mostly kind of preparing our lineups. Yeah, just say the same thing twice. Just say the same thing twice. Oh, I need to do my tax exemption form on Twitch. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Let's see how are our lineups looking from yesterday's content. So we're 454. Oh, so we've won some essence already. How far away am I from like big rewards? 83 points. Damn. Look at that, man. If I picked 4 better guys here, I would have ended up having a great time of it there. And then 108th here. That's banging. What's that? 1,000. Oh, Jesus, that's all right. See, look at that, guys. Almost 2 crafts from these cards straight away. Isn't that good? Then we got here projected 800 and something. Does that give us rewards? Yes, it does. That'd be 100 essence. Projected 300 and something. That'd be a bit of essence. Lovely. A jubbly. Captain Pavlidis bagging 100. We do like that. Projected 6,000, so nothing there. 3,000. Projected a little 100 essence here. Projected 12,000. Projected 2,000. Not bad. Listen, for a bunch of lineups that I just threw in, that's all right. Now for the... Guys, how frustrating is this? Jorginho and Cvetkovic, error led to goals, and I'm only 18 points away from first. If I just don't have one of those error led to goals, we win the essence. Wrong captain here. Tried it though. I tried a little 4-man, guys. Tried a little 4-man 220, and I failed. I failed. Only by captain's choice though. And I don't think we got anything more to go. So how much essence spent here? 800. 1100, well, yeah, 1100, 1300, 1700 essence spent, only 800 recouped. That's a negative, that is. But here's the fun part. I used MLS essence to build into a couple of these that I've now turned into some non-MLS essence. So that's pretty good, isn't it? That's pretty good. What's up, Michael? What's up, Rising Arashi? How you doing, brother? I love the new overlay when you click on the play side. Wait. On what? First great UI update. What's the new overlay? On game week. Here? Is this telling you what's playing? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I finished 61st in All-Star, 3k essence incoming. Let's go. It's funny with the player prices. It seems the 5 to 25 versions drop quite low. Then as the season gets quite closer, the prices rise up. Yeah, and like, so I was bidding on some cards this morning, noticing that exact trend. But I was thinking to myself, like, there's now, because of anytime entry, I believe, an inherent risk in waiting and expecting them to drop anytime soon. I don't think they are. I think they are just going to keep rising now. Obviously, there will be a tipping point where they won't rise anymore. People won't be willing to pay stupid prices. But I think that they're just going to keep rising now because people are going to want to have access to them now, right? And that's crazy to me because it makes me think, even if I did feel like I'm, you know, overspending on some cards, I'm probably still getting them cheaper than what I would in the next month or two. But I think maybe in like 8 weeks, they might start trending down. Championship is as expected. Some cards entering final stages of auction without bids on. That's brilliant for me though, because I want to start picking up actually today. Let me go and run a whole bunch of bids on them actually. If they're doing what you're telling me they're doing, let me go and run a whole bunch of bids. Just to start like building up the bank of players. I think they might fluctuate as if it's a secondary market. Yeah, obviously when crafting comes as well, it will be interesting to see where the prices go. But I genuinely believe that because of anytime entry, the demand for players, like any single player, you could buy a player for £5. If they come off the bench and like score a goal, and then because of that, the next week they start a game, people are just going to go crazy trying to buy that player. Are they not? People are going to be like, oh my God, he started. He scored last game. Manager has faith in him. Need to buy, get him in. And and maybe I'm just trying to convince myself. Maybe I'm just trying to trick myself into believing what I'm doing is a great idea. But, oh, I'll bid already on him. But I feel like if I wait, I'm going to end up having to wait about 3 months to get back in at a point where I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. I don't think I'll be able to get in early enough anymore for it to be worthwhile doing it. Kara for Rapid VN was selling for £3. He scored 100 midweek and somebody insta-bought from £19. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Literally that. Yeah, good example of prices fly through hype. Do you know what I was actually quite impressed with? You know that 3-hour thing they did where it was with the people that had the 5% scoring bonus or 10% scoring bonus? I actually think the prices for those players weren't unreasonable. I don't think, I'm glad I didn't get involved, I'm glad I didn't buy any, but I don't think they were unreasonable. So I think that's probably one of the first market ops I've seen from Sorare where I thought, yeah, do you know what? Like, good job. We see the pictures drawn to rain and the beauty of it all. I totally agree with you. They were just almost the auction prices. Yeah, they were actually lower than some of the earlier auction prices, which then wouldn't that make you frustrated if you was like one of the early buyers going, oh God, I paid 20 quid for this guy for no bonus, and now he's on instant buy for 17 quid with a 10% scoring bonus. What's up, Mr. Wobble? How you doing, man? What's up, Shem? How you doing, brother? Is your FC27 video out yet? You'd have to look on the channel, mate. I don't know. I sent it off to the editor Josh, and it's now his responsibility to get that bad boy live. Can you imagine the scramble for the backup keeper when a number one gets dropped? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like a backup keeper is going to go from 3 quid to like 100 quid. I think. I allegedly. Okay, allegedly. Just got 1,000 limited essence on the regular wheel. Oh, damn, GG's. That's one craft. Is it just Zagreb and Rangers to watch out for tonight? And Lask as well. Like I say, like my primary focus right now is going to be building some lineups. But since somebody mentioned that a lot of these championship players are not even, you know, they're kind of ending without a bid on, I guess it's a good opportunity to go and buy 50% of the league and start the building process of all of these teams. And if I don't end up getting these players, end up picking up hundreds of tickets instead. Might be a silly question, but if I play a player in pro, I can't play him in arena. Yeah, that's correct, yeah. Yeah, they can only enter into one lineup per game week. Don't forget Dundee United. Dundee. Wow, man, there's 11 pages of these players. Mate, it's going to be so crazy with so many championship teams. Bielik. Didn't he used to play for Arsenal? Bielik. Wasn't he on our like youth books? Don't you think a lot of people already have the second goalkeeper because of subs? I don't know, to be honest. I suppose I'll put the question back to you guys. Do you already have the backup goalkeeper of your goalkeeper for a sub? What's up, Only for Net? How you doing, man? Love printing essence in U23. Was there more reward spots than entries, was there? Kadamoko Dembele. He's got a couple of good cards in FC, hasn't he? Number one rule when buying a goalkeeper is to buy the backup too. Like, it genuinely is, yeah. It genuinely is. I would even go as far as buying the third choice as well. Because there have been enough outlier incidences where the third choice keeper has made an appearance. You know, what was it? Was it Bruges? They had like their first choice and second choice keeper got injured like in the same game or the same week or whatever, and all of a sudden the third choice goalkeeper's the main man. Like, yeah, Bielik was at Arsenal youth. That's banging, isn't it? Yes, always bought second goalkeepers. We'll do it again. A lot of last season second goalkeeper now moved and are the first goalkeepers, especially in top leagues. Sooner or later they move. Yeah, that's the other thing, isn't it? Like, you've got that like good knock-on potential of a good transfer. Liverpool as well. Yeah, exactly. Alisson and Mamardashvili both got injured, and that third choice Liverpool keeper had to come in and play. Wait, why is the timer for these? Oh, I've gone on newly listed. I was going to say, why is the timer for these? It's going like the wrong way. So hold on. Let me go to ending soon and do it from here. Here we go. I was literally sitting there thinking like, damn, man, like, what? Like, how long have I been doing this for? It was an hour and 20 minutes on the auctions, and now it's only an hour and 8 minutes. I'm like, Jesus Christ, has it really been 12 minutes of me like clicking on these cards? But no, it hasn't. I'm just an idiot. Are you going to buy every championship player too? Sure am. Sure am. Thought I heard the other day you saying you might not do it for championship. Well, we were certainly discussing the idea around not doing it for a league like the championship because of the bulk of kickoff times consistently and the sheer volume of teams. There is probably good value in not doing it. But my brain is just so committed to doing this now that I can't leave it half finished or unfinished. I have to commit it to it and do it all. I just have to. My brain is there now. We see the stuff in the sky and the beauty of it all. Yep, can't stop it from going into my colours rewards. Then it just freezes. What's that? On a completely unrelated topic, do you follow any of the beatboxing scene? Not really. There's a couple of guys that are like constantly on my For You page on TikTok that are pretty cool beatboxers. There's this guy that reacts to people beatboxing. A lot of the beatboxing that I see now on TikTok, though, like it just sounds like it's auto-tuned, and it just sounds like it's like layered sometimes, where it's like, okay, I do believe that it's the person beatboxing the entire thing, but I don't believe that they're doing the entire thing at one time. You know, they've recorded a track with certain parts and then added certain parts over the top, because a lot of it seems like I know there's some really talented guys out there, but a lot of it seems like stupidly like insane. Where you're like, okay, surely it's impossible for your kind of mouth to make so many sounds at once. I'm thinking about buying a rare leaderboard EFL team because a cool few guys. I want to have, as far as I calculated now, I'll pay around €500, which means I just have to hit top 5 once. What do you think reasonable? I think if you're buying one team to hope to hit top 5 once, my experience with doing that particular tactic multiple times over the last few years is that you just will fail. You know, I bought the Arsenal Super Rares and the Arsenal Uniques last season, and I'm thinking it's Arsenal, right? All I have to do is hit a podium in Super Rare once with Arsenal. Surely that's going to be easy. You know, I've got the best players from Arsenal. I've got 2 unique defenders from Arsenal. I've got David Raya in seat. Like, that's going to be easy. I didn't even come close. Didn't even come close. And so I don't think the idea of having a small group of players and hoping that you hit the top shot is good. Which league do you think is best to buy on a budget? I really like the Croatian league. I know that they have a mid-season winter break. That's probably why they're a bit cheaper, I guess. But, you know, there's a really good kind of imbalance with the quality of the teams in the Croatian league. And because there's not many teams, you get those imbalances strike quite a lot. I think the Streaks board is really, really good for it. I think you've got some good European opportunities for those guys. Like, I think the Croatian League's quite fun. Did you make profit last year? On Limited, I did, yeah. Rare and Super Rare and Unique, I did not know. Unfortunately, though, the profit that I did make on Limited also wasn't enough to cover the losses that I made on Rare and Super Rare and Unique, which is too bad. And so this season, we're not even doubling down on Limited. We're like 10xing down on Limited, 100xing down. This guy's called Pratt. That's crazy. Yeah, we're doubling down on Limited. We're not investing in Rare, Super Rare, or Unique this season. And we're going to make this work for us. Hopefully, anyway. But you had fun, right? Oh, I had a lot of fun last year on Sorare. We'll keep going up the pages now until I get to the bids that I've already started putting on those other guys. Did I decide yet on second Bundas? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. I got the sign off from the boss. I put in a request for more investment funds for a great opportunity, and the request got signed off, which was nice. These streams are killing my productivity. Damn, dude. Just turn it off then. Good old Aaron Ramsey. Oliver Cooper. Sounds like a great boss. Certainly could say that. Ryan Barnett. There's some cracking names here, isn't there? That guy was called like Blackett Taylor before. He had like TTT in his name. 3 T's. Sorare just keeps freezing, trying to claim my colors rewards. Have you tried logging out? And logging back in? Or did you just come now to explain it? I see that a lot. Why do people do it? Is that like a younger thing? How old are you, Carl? I see a lot of times, like sometimes, like if my daughter's messaging like her cousin or something, and then they're like, "What are you doing today?" Why are you eyeing for? You've logged out, and logged in. Have you tried on a incognito browser, or on a different browser, or on a mobile app? You're going to start crafting as soon as this game week kicks off? No. There's no good cards in the prize pool until Tuesday. But I am going to wait until next Tuesday so that we also have the other minor leagues in there as well. Or what are we calling the kind of non-top 4, the bottom 7? I'm just gonna wait. So we're just gonna keep racking up the essence and racking up the wheel spins, and we'll take care of it. Not this Tuesday coming, but the Tuesday after. And then we'll try and save. Basically, I try and get through as many wheel spins as I can, and then once I'm through the wheel spins, any essence and clues that I've got left will be saved for the Premier League content, and then also the rewards, the collection mission rewards, are also going to be saved. All of them. There you go. I'm back to the start now. They're all going to be saved as well for the Premier League stuff. Yep, tried all that. I don't know why I did the and I'm 34. Oh shit. Have you got kids? Maybe they do it and you just picked up on it. You didn't realise. What's up, Fletch? How you doing, man? If I delete my account, so do I get the credit rewards? You would, but I'm not suggesting to do that. Am I reading this right? If you put a 0-scored DMP team in Arena 27 SPL, you get 500 essence. There's 680 players, and top 1,000 get 500 essence. No, because you have to score a point at least to be eligible for rewards. If your team literally scores 0 points, you are not eligible for rewards. And so on that note, just don't do that. We see the mission of it. Right, lineups for us today are... God damn it, I'm just going to do that now for days. I can sense it. You've ruined me, Kyle. You've ruined me. So if one player plays, I get 500 essence. Yep. But obviously, like, currently, I would expect, as we get closer to the deadline closing, which is in 7.5 hours. So what time does the game kick off? Game kicks off at 8, so 6:30 the deadline, the leaderboard closes. Yeah, I would expect as we get closer and closer that 700 people will end up pushing towards the 1,000-ish, I guess. You can just get a cheap playing classic. Yeah, you can go and get a cheap classic and then just put in some 4 DMPs. You could probably spend 20p or 30p to go and put 4 teams in. Obviously, you need the DMP players as well, but yeah, it probably costs you like, what, £5 a lineup? Then you got to ask yourself, is it going to be worth putting £5 a lineup in? Is it going to be worth 20 quid to get 2,000 essence? And I think the answer is no. Obviously, you can sell those players on again, but who's going to want to buy second-owned trash players that aren't expected to play? So, I don't know. If you've already got players, go and pop them in. I wouldn't buy players for it, though. When you do your classic arenas, do you space out the submission of lineups? Yeah, I tend to actually just move between the different options of lineups. So, for example, in All Star, we want Arena Classic. In All Star, I'll do like a cap 260, then an uncapped, then a beginner, then a cap 220. I didn't realize that Elite is not open during the game week. It's not anytime entry for Elite, which was quite interesting. I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. There we go. Right, so for me, guys, MLS in 12 hours. K-League I don't really care about. SPFL, we've done so. Let's get into the in-season stuff. So SPFL, we've done our lineups. Engels down to 60%. Why is Engels down to 60%? I can use a classic here. I wish, you know how they've got an in-season button? Just give me a classic button too. Let me hide the in-season cards. I want this to be a Rangers player as well. It's just Daniel Neal that I've got. Engels will start. Engels joining West Ham. West Ham in talks to sign him. Can I ask why FootGG is not allowing me to lock players from SBC on the app? What are you using on foot.gg that is enabling you to do SBCs? And do you think the best way to up essence is playing Arena Beginner? I think it's a good way, yeah. So Engels is linked to West Ham. So maybe I should put... What's in the dairy? He's a forward and I've already got 2 forwards. So maybe I should put a midfielder as the sub. Banana burnt. I want that one. Let's do a Celtic midfielder. Surely I've got... I thought I had like a rare McGregor. I was certain I had a rare McGregor. What's happened to my rare McGregor? It's interesting. Is this game free? It does have a free-to-play mode, mate, yeah. Harry heard you. He's been posting every day the last few days. Good to see. Let's go. You used to allow me to lock players, but for the last few days, it won't. Is there a limit to how many? But on FootGG, like foot.gg. Like this website here. Yes. How can you lock what do you mean lock players on here? Yeah, Fletch, just go to YouTube and go to just type in NepentheZ Sorare and the last 2 videos are starter guides for you. Probably means Foot Genie. Well, that's why I asked, like specifically like foot.gg, and he said yes. But if he means Foot Genie, I don't use their locking system for locking cards. I use Pale Tools locking system. It's just better. Did you vault him? Oh, do you know what? I probably did. I probably did. Sorry, yeah, just checked it for yeah. So like my advice, Paul, would be to get Pale Tools. It's another extension. It's entirely free. Foot Genie is better than Pale Tools for like 90% of things, but this is one of those things that Pale Tools is just better in terms of locking cards. So if not Engels to start, which midfielder would start for Celtic? Is that why Nigren is up to 60? I might put him as the sub. Hatate. I've got a Hatate. It is. Oh, I've got a classic Hatate actually. No, I haven't. I must have vaulted Hatate as well. Hatate. Oxlade Chamberlain. Yeah, I don't have Ox yet. Nigren was 60 already yesterday. So I think what I'll do for this lineup here is I'll just put Nigren as a backup. Oh, I've got a classic Nigren. Ah, he's a forward. That's frustrating, isn't it? Is the classic Braga I've got a midfielder? No, he's a forward as well. Let's do that. There we go. Just to make sure. Just to make sure that if Engels doesn't play, Nigren likely will. That's that lineup taken care of. We've got our 4 lineups here. Now, there's no classic SPFL. It is just the Cap 260, so we'll build lineups as and when we can. I'm not going to like go crazy on it, but as and when we can. Unfortunately, it'll be Luke McCowan. Hatate won't play. O'Neill doesn't rate him. You can see Engels getting a farewell wave substitution. Still reckon he starts. Yeah, if he does, great. That's the beauty of the subs now, isn't it? You can kind of like be proactive about these sort of situations. What's the cost of SPFL been so far? The SPFL, and I am literally 1 card short, and it's not an expensive card. It's just a card for some reason I've not been able to pick up for like £3 or whatever. It's been pretty much bang on £2,000. Average player price of £6.73. I don't think that's bad. Can you use these cards in your street lineups? No, these will be locked now to the arena lineups. What else have we got going on today? We've got big question. Are you spending more on this or FIFA points this year? Oh, way more on this. Last year, St. Domingos, I would estimate my total FIFA point spend to be about £500 at most. And that was all for drafts. I do not buy points for packs anymore. The game does not like I used to spend a lot of money. I used to spend a lot of FIFA points on packs for 2 reasons. Number 1, it was good for content. And number 2, they were much better value back then. Every pack was tradable. You know, you could kind of like keep spamming packs to get coins to buy players that you wanted for your team and stuff, like, or even just get lucky and pack something. Since the introduction of like league SBCs and stuff and like repeatable, grindable, farmable content, there's buying FC points now to go for untradeable packs. What a waste of money, man. NepentheZ, do you think Konami should take action on what's happening with EA so they could possibly take most of the player base? What do you mean, Sensor, take action on what's happening with EA? What's happening with EA that Konami can take action for? What's up, Gibbo? Do you mean like because there's like some unrest with EA, like possibly make their game better? Yeah, like I don't think Konami should be looking to make their game better because EA are in a rough patch. I think Konami should be looking to make their game better because they want a better game, right? And in spite of the great success of people like Inception and Run the Foot Market Nick and dedicated PES content creators that are like kind of bringing in the views for PES or eFootball, I played the game for like 2 days and I just like there's some elements to the game that I like. I just didn't like the game itself. I just thought it was awful. I do not subscribe to the opinion of those guys that are saying that you can play good football on eFootball. I don't think you can. I think the game is terrible. Definitely think you'll do well with the tactic this year, with the tactic you have. I'm excited to follow along. But I hope so. I hope so. Otherwise, I've got to write a letter to the bank to explain why I can't pay my mortgage. Right, so SPFL done. Then we've got Contender. Now, this is where it's going to be a bit tricky for these lineups. Let's add a team. Every look at this insane football clip I see just looks like ping pong passing from FIFA 14 that everyone hated. Yeah, like exactly that, Josh. And the thing is, right, and this is where I think there's a bit of, I don't want to call the creators disingenuous, but I think there's a bit of a gap in understanding of why you're able to play that football. If I go and get a team full of footies cards right now and give them all the best playstyles and playstyle pluses and then rock up in Division 8, I can play some pretty goddamn good football. And I'm not suggesting necessarily that that's what they're doing, but I can go into champs and I'll match against a guy who's so far below my skill level that I can play good football. So showing a clip of a good goal or a nice goal or a passing move, I just don't think holds enough weight to the reality of how the game actually plays. You know me, I think PES 19 and 20 was the best football simulator we had. I'm open to other games. Yeah, you absolutely are. I'm kind of not. I'm kind of set in my ways. I'm way too old for it now. I don't know why EA can't do what Epic Games did with Fortnite. Fortnite was dying. They brought back OG Fortnite and they racked up 50 million players. Why can't EA do that? Fortnite's a free-to-play game that relies on store sales, whereas EA is a humongous company. You know, EA obviously has hundreds and hundreds of games where the money that Ultimate Team generates for them effectively funds these days the entire company. That they can't risk that. Yeah, babe. I didn't watch it yet because streaming. Yeah, thanks, babe. Safey, 21 months, brother. Thank you very much. I saw you had I didn't look into it in too much detail, but your tweet popped up on my timeline that you had a bit of success on Sorare last night. Goals turned out to be a bust in the end, for me anyway. Yeah, so goals, I really enjoy the principle behind goals. I really enjoy the growth system, the pack system. I really enjoy the objective system. The gameplay wasn't as good as it was in the alpha and the beta, and they just keep releasing patches every second day. And I just had to tune out, man. I just had to tune out. Like, they're doing exactly what UFL did, which was listen to the community too much. And now the game is, now they're constantly trying to please the vocal minority at all times. And that will never work. It didn't work for UFL and it won't work for goals. I absolutely love the dichotomy of, oh my God, 150 quid for the same game again, while simultaneously, why don't they just re-release FIFA 17? Yeah, this is true. Yo, what's going on, Marshall? How's it going, lads? Marshall here. Yeah, totally agree on goals. Yeah, but like goals, I think was the only game that I've played in the last 5 or 10 years that could have genuinely given EA a run for their money. Stop bullying my club, please. Hey, listen, man. No. Sharp. How about that? Yeah, I agree. They just keep listening to the wrong people over at goals. That's their biggest problem. Yeah, won some good essence with Ajax stack last night. Damn, ban Ajax stacks. Right, what are we doing for contender in season? What I want to look at first of all is the games so the first game in contender in season is Lask against Gaziantep, or whatever they're called. Not Gaziantep, they're a Turkish team, aren't they? Graza, and Dinamo against Slaven. So I think I want to put a Dinamo stack in here because I'm not going to need Dinamo and Lask and Graza and Slaven to hit that first streak, right? When the Sorare S26 Essence will convert to 27. It already has, but there's just no Sorare 27 cards in the prize pool at the moment. I would say Salzburg versus Hartberg is the best matchup. We'll get to that when we get to the timings of the games, because that's a bit more important. Thought about it then, nah, sharp. You've got to, haven't you? How are you organising the lineups, doing streaks first or leaderboard? So my strategy for this weekend is, because we're on the first streak, the first games of Contender, it's kind of a free hit on the streak to a degree. And so Dynamo against Slaven, I'm happy to put Dynamo in here because I feel like Slaven will still be enough for me, and I'll have still some Dynamo players, right? Then for the other three lineups, I'll basically be taking matchups throughout the weekend where one of the teams I won't be using in streaks, and instead I'll just pack the lineup in here. I'll show you as I go through, right? So I do want a Zagreb lineup. So Filipovic and Nevistic will be the goalkeepers. McKenna. See, and this is the beautiful part of it, right? McKenna, I'm going to put into the defensive spot, but if Sergi Dominguez starts, he goes into the streak. If Vinloff starts, he goes into the streak. Do you know, like, if Goda starts, because he does play some games, he goes into the streak. In midfield, we've got Stojkovic or Misic. I think I'm going to put Misic in here and save Stojkovic for the streak. Then the forward. Beljo goes in there, and I think I want to put where was he? Orsic as backup. And then the extra doesn't have to be an in-season card. Can be a classic card. Could go for Davidson. Henep, I'm new to Sorare. I see the clock on the top right in streaks. I only have a limited pool of cards. Is it possible to reach the top by only playing one team per game week? Yeah, it's possible. It will take you, like, obviously at least 6 weeks, and then if you strike out on the way up there, you've got to start down at the bottom again. But it is possible. It's the way streaks worked last year. Are you streaming later for these games? I'm not sure. I've got the kids this evening, so what do you reckon for a classic here, guys? We've got a bit of Marcos Lopez for Copenhagen. I could put Sergi Dominguez classic in here. Got a bit of Wilson Manafar. I reckon I just want to go with... Do you know what I might do? I might put Beljo classic in here and save his in-season for streak. And then put a different in-season Zagreb player in here that we expect to start. So we'll put Stojkovic in there, and then we're just going to captain the big man. That's a pretty sick lineup. Do you know what I like? See, with your classics, Nep, you're not best using your rare classics for a little boost. In streaks, yes. In leaderboards, it's irrelevant. I don't like the fact that this page here does not exist for streaks. Do you know how frustrating it is to have to click on the players all individually? That's a banging team. Yeah, that's not a bad team. So for the second team, now we can do the same again. We could do a Lask team. And I do think for this first game week, this is going to be the play. We'll do the Lask team here. Nice, thank you. The UI is a bit confusing. It is. It does take a bit of getting used to. So we'll go for Kasper Jørgensen. Bit of Christopher Lang or Christoph Danek. See, now I know nothing about these teams or players, and I am going in fully blind for the start here. So Adeniran for Lask, and I guess I want the Lask forward who was at 20%. Where was he? This guy, Moses Usor. Horvath as a mid for Lask. Yeah, and then I want, because I've got a forward there, I don't want another forward here. So we'll go for Christoph Danek, Bosch. So then we'll just rip this team in. That'll be our second team, right? Andrade is a better scoring defender for Lask. That's okay. I don't mind keeping him for streaks. That's okay. Usor in as a forward, then have Adeniran as a backup, but Adeniran is the 90% expected to start, whereas Usor is only at, what was he, 20% to start. Usor is an injury risk. Yeah, I'm happy with that. The subsystem is going to make this so much better for us. He's a donkey, though. That's okay. Even donkeys can score. No classic. Yeah, no classic in that one because I just didn't have one that was... I mean, I can put a classic in, I suppose. If I've got a classic like Horvath or something, what Lask players have I got at classic? Bello. Jorgensen. So I can put Jorgensen in there as a classic. That would be quite good, I suppose, to preserve the in-season for streaks. Kesper, it's a good card as well, isn't it? That's a fun one. And then we want to go and level up this lineup. That's not bad. Look, the fact that I've already got green here is very good. Now for the third and fourth teams, I basically want to look at the Croatia and Austrian Bundesliga fixture list for the weekend. So we've got Lokomotiva at 5:30, Osijek at 8, Hajduk at 5:30, Rudez at 8 for round 1. And so, is there any... Yeah. And then for the Austrian Bundesliga, so we have WAC Pellets and Austria Vienna and Austria Lustenau and Ried at the same time, right? So we get Lask takes us through that first streak, Tyrol against Sturm Graz, and then Salzburg against Hartberg taking us through the next 2 streaks. I think I want to save Austria Vienna for streaks, which means WAC Pellets can go in here. Where can you see the championship leaderboards? I'm not sure actually. Have I got, that's Tyrol, that team, isn't it? Not WAC. Yeah, that's Tyrol. Reed game is a tough call. Yeah, that's okay. So I'll just pick one of them and pop one of them in leaderboards and one of them for streaks, and that'll be it. So a bit of WAC Pellets. I just want the power grades to be the... Yeah, the power grades all over the place. So I pop this Donny in. This whole timing stuff is so confusing. You really have to think about it. Yeah, if you want to take advantage of it, you sure do, yeah. So WAC Pellets midfielders, we're going to put Schauber and then Agyemang as the sub. Sounds like somebody was on the naughty step. And then up front, it will be... Ooh, Vrioni. Is he the guy that used to play for... Like, playing the MLS? For... Was it New England Revolution? Oh, captain a bit of... No, we're not captaining Vrioni. Yeah? Oh, damn. What an interesting change for him. You think it was Montreal too? Let's level up these bad boys if we can. See, the thing that's frustrating is, right, I also want to level up the subs. But to level up the subs, I've got to go and click on the player and, like, bring up their page on the game. I also don't know how intensely I want to level up subs. Like, although I have a lot of XP in the bank right now, XP is definitely a commodity that will be hard to come by eventually. And with so many teams and lineups and, you know, streaks and stuff to come, is it something I really want to focus on for the leaderboards? I don't know. Was in Serie B last season and stunk it out. Oh, is that right? Classic. Yeah, we could go for another classic here again. If we just look at the power grades. Texiera. See, I don't know that I want to use these guys though, because I want to use them in the classic comps to help win more rewards from there. Wouldn't you be better off putting a classic smasher in the WAC team? I just don't think I have too many classic smashers. That's the consideration here, right? Not until all of the leagues come back anyway. We've got Shaqiri. He could be an interesting one to put in here, actually. Let's pop a bit of Jurdan in there then. Regarding Zagreb, do you think they rotate the right-back spot? I have no idea. I have no idea. I would be lying to you if I was trying to convince you that I know anything about Zagreb starting lineups. Then the last game is Lustano against Reed. What's Reed's actual name? What are they? SV Ried. There we go. So who's the favoured? So they're favoured and they're away from home. So we'll take those as this lineup here. So Leitner can go in. Stoja can go in. Valincic is almost 100% start every game. I know it's mad, right, guys? But I'm going to use this guy because this guy's L15 of 0. Or L10, sorry, of 0. So when it comes to streaks, doesn't matter. When it comes to cap modes afterwards, he might, might be able to field like a really strong 220. Bajic can go in there. Oh, so we don't have any strikers for them. So what we'll do is we'll do an extra, which can be... Damn, they all have L15s of 0s. Which could be Yusuf Mart. That's 2 mids. So we'll put the sub in as a defender. Sorg can go in there. Wait, did it just let me put him in as the goalkeeper? Oh, wait, it put him in there. Wait, what the hell happened then? Look, the more I scroll down, the more it just keeps giving me the same players. Mart is their best player, is he? What is happening here? It's bugged out. We're gonna have to start this one again. It's completely bugged out. Let's do that and that. So Mart is their best player. We'll put Chukwudu in there. We'll put Mart in midfield then. We don't have access to a forward. Maybe do they just not have any? I don't know. We'll put Sorg in there. Our sub will be a defender. Mate, Goy Ginga. I used to have his super rare, I believe. Oh no, we've got a defender. We need a midfielder. Yeah. So we'll put Bajic in there. And then we will have our other player, our striker, as somebody else, but it's bugged out again. Maybe we'll go for a bit of Davidson in there. From what streak will you start cherry picking players? Probably from 4. Maybe from 3. It depends on like who we're getting in like matchups. Like furthermore, Davidson's maxed out. That's nice. We'll at least get them up a little bit for the subs there. Right, so that's contender in season done. SPFL in season done. MLS will do a little bit later on this evening. K-League I'll do tomorrow. Then I suppose then it comes to rare. Now I don't have in seasons for rare, so this doesn't matter. So going back to limited, if we go to the classic arena, so SPFL only has capped 260. Contender doesn't have anything. So at rare level, we get to do... I actually probably could do an SPFL lineup at rare level. No, I can't. Why would I think that I could? Oh, is that only capped 260 as well? Oh, it is. So we're going now into under 23 at rare level. What happens if you run 2 defenders, 1 mid, 1 forward, 1 sub defender, and your 4 DMPs? You don't get the sub in. What's up, James? Which one in particular? I read a few of them yesterday. Put basic view, advanced view is bugged out. I can't even see how to change it. Oh, there you go. It's up there now. So we'll pop Jungworth in there, unless I want to use this Jungworth or this Kujakov as my rare classic for a 5% reward buff on those streaks. But they're like, okay, we'll play one of them. We'll play Kujakov. We'll keep Jungworth. We've got Valincic. We don't have another defender. Jurenki, Pazurec, Osorio. So I'm player short, but that is on 70% expectation to start. So in defense, we've got Efrain Morales, Kratzig, Bombino or Harkman. Kratzig will get sub minutes at the very least, won't he? I think U23 is so light right now anyway. If we pop in a sub here as well and pop in... I don't want to do a sub goalkeeper. I will do Valdez just for the sake of it. And let's captain Valincic. Confirm that bad boy. There's our under 23. So how many entrants do we have in here? 627 entrants. Okay, so it's only top 300. So the rare arena classic at the very least is looking tasty. See, this is where now am I not better off going and deleting this team and building like a cap 260 lineup? But yeah, sure, it'll cost me 300 essence to enter, but I've probably got a better chance of winning a reward. The auction prices I see people getting at 2 to 5 a.m. are wild, as in like super cheap. Something pretty buggy and so rare. If I add a reminder on a player on the market for an auction on the browser on the mobile, it says go to the app, but the market isn't available on the phone app. That's hilarious, isn't it? Not many out of that 600 will have full lineups, I'd imagine. Yeah, you are right. Let's also then do... Is it only one lineup per thing now? So do I only get one lineup here? So what do we want? We want more than kind of 80%. Filipovic. Dinamo are the first game. So I could use Filipovic as a rare. All-Star is 4. Yeah, but it usually has the 4 dots and it didn't. Oh, damn, Muslera is expected to start. Love a bit of that. Bit of that Fernando Muslera in there. Bit of Kieran Tierney's got to go in. He conceded a penalty last game, but Rasmus Christensen can go in. Marco Reus. He can go in. We'll pop in Texiera. Pop in a bit of Luis Suarez. Oh, my days. Got some really good MLS players here, huh? Bit of Timo Werner. Denny Bouanga. See, I want it set by power grade. Carlos Hill is usually going to be preserved for MLS in season as a classic. That Royce card is so sick. Yeah, it is. It's good. I don't mind putting Juan Brunetta in. Goalkeeper sub will have Hugo Lloris because I've got loads of him. And then outside a sub, I just want to put Wilson Manafa in. We've got 2 forwards, 2 mids, 2 defenders. Who's the least likely to play? Probably Texiera, actually. So I want a midfielder sub. Emil Forsberg's a good one to have in there. Would Texiera be useful later for streaks at the bonus? Maybe if he was at home. The thing with someone like Texiera is like there's just risk that he doesn't start, and also I think the game times for these guys are like in the mornings, aren't they? How come Royce has a cool image? It was from like a promotional comp that they did. Oh yeah, there we go. Add another team. Do I want to keep adding teams here though? Do I even want to play? Or like, see, this is where for me, I don't mind adding one team into All-Star Classic, but I think I'd be better off waiting. Like, I'd probably prefer to put an elite team in and just put in like a best 5. Takaoka's going to have a tough one. Drake Calendar's in season. Or just saving it and doing like a cap 260 or something when some MLS lineups are out and taking advantage of the players at start. What's the prize pool like for this? 5,000 players already, top 1,500 for 100 essence. It is definitely better to play the arena, isn't it? I'm looking at this leaderboard now thinking, I don't know that I'll play All-Star whatsoever. Are the World Cup cards useful for next season in set, or will they not? No, the new set season that comes out on the 7th of September will be completely new from scratch for everybody. I bought Tickle, Bristol City goalkeeper limited for like 50. His rare auction didn't go for much more. I think I'd be better waiting for Instabuys to come along. Yeah, £50 for a championship goalkeeper at limited level is a lot, to be fair. Where do you see All-Star Classic? So click on the little competition here, go to Arena C, then click on All-Star, and then click on SO7. I'll keep this one lineup in because I've built it now. I can actually imagine myself not playing too much here. Right, if we go to limited, do a bit of under 23. Will European cards on set come out soon? Reset in September too? Yes. Yeah, when it comes back in September, everything will be reset. Simone. Yeah, I definitely wish they would give us, guys, a classic only option. I don't want to see my in-season cards. Which one of these Jalen Mitchells is better? Yeah. Let's put Eddie Ocampo in there. Go for a bit of Urenki. Wow, Pavic moved to Rijeka. That's actually quite a good little option to have. Yusuf Demir is good. I've got a couple of him as well. I think I've got, yeah, got his Gala card, his Barcelona card, and now his Rapid Wien card. Feel like your gallery, you could definitely do with just getting rid of a lot of your rare classics. Yeah, probably. I just can't be bothered. I could probably, like, you know, yield a really healthy amount of cash back that could go into this kind of current project that we're working on, and I just can't be bothered. And I know that is crazy lazy, but here we are. Don't want a backup goalkeeper. We will have a backup player though. Let's use this Donny. I think you can filter the season, but I don't want seasonal cards. I just don't want in-season cards. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to go unless it's like a tabbable where I can like select all of the seasons. Yeah. Oh no. So that's lowest price. That's for the market. Yeah, you just can't. How do you choose whether to enter arena versus classic comps? Arena classic is class. Oh, you mean the arena versus classic? I think I'm only going to build one all-star team here, and then I'm just going to use the rest of the cards as and when I can in the OG arena. So here we'll put Changwen in. Kim Moon Hwan can go in. Yeah, so even for this Dijon setup, I don't know enough about, like, I'd rather use those in arena when the lineup comes out. And instead now use something else. So we put Andreas Hansen in there. Waledzi's still in season. Don't mind using a bit of KT. Harry Milne against Aberdeen. Pop him in there. I'll use Evander in MLS. Bit of Khaini Mukhtar. Got a couple of him, so happy to throw one of him in here. What is OG Arena called now? It's also called Arena. So rare. I might go for Royce in here as well. Bit of Brunetta, and maybe like a. Yeah, do we go for like a little Timo Werner? Even though like the Earthquakes are like not high favourites, I still like him. So what have I got? 2 forwards, 2 mids, 2 defenders. So again, just kind of picking at will here. Since we've got a fair few of Ha Chang-Rei, we'll pop one of him in as a sub. And we're going to captain Kieran Tierney. Where are your Eredivisie cards, or are you not planning to buy? I don't have any, and I am planning to buy. I just haven't got any yet. I am, again, looking at the leaderboard prizes here. 22,000 entrants. To have any reasonable return on the team doing well, you need to finish like what, top 2,000, top 1,000. I do just think the cap modes are going to be better. What I'm going to have to do, and we'll figure that out over this weekend, is I'm going to have to get a proper scheduling understanding of what games are kicking off when, so that I can actually take advantage of the arena. I could go and put some arena lineups in now, like for Elite. We could go and do some stuff here. Pantemis could be a fun goalkeeper, but is he really an elite goalkeeper? Probably not. Matt Fries could be a good one. Good home game against Toronto. And then I could actually just go and put some like banging classic cards in here. Like we could put this Evander in here and try and turn 800 essence into 4,000 essence. Will you be setting your lineups for SPFL Streaks Pro as well? I already have to a degree, mate. Yeah. I already have. So obviously in-season cards I'm not interested in. Heung-min Son doesn't have the best matchup. Neither does Denny B. Nor does Antoine Griezmann, but I reckon Griezmann's got great chance of really high AA. The filtering section when selecting lineups needs so much more adding to it. Yeah, it really does. As I say, it's all well and good having something that is, you know, secluding something, but sometimes I want sometimes I want to like exclude things rather than include things. No, that's against Sorare's terms of service, Craig. I won't be able to do that. And it was wondering which is a better platform to get into, Sorare or MFL. It depends on your personal preference. Do you like Football Manager games? more than you like fantasy football, or the other way around? Like that is kind of the answer. All Ankerson I like. Evander in here I like. I don't mind Heung-min Son against the Whitecaps. Obviously, he takes set pieces. He'll have a great opportunity of doing some bits. What I've got to ask myself is, though, and I'm looking at Antoine Griezmann here as well. What I've got to ask myself here is, do I think this team can win an elite pool? And the answer is yes. So, yes, I will confirm this lineup. Bosh. Pop that in there. Bish bash. Isn't that what Pranksy does? I can't speak to what other people do. I can only speak to what I know that I can or can't do. So the prize pool here, if we finish top 3, we get 1,000 back. If we win this one, 4,000. If it turns into a golden arena, which I think I'd already know, that would have been huge. So we're already in... Oh, no, we won't know if it's a golden arena yet until afterwards, will we? I know you guys as well. You guys like to put your arena lineups in before the game week locks, don't you? Do you feel you get like a better spread of golden arenas? Do you feel like it's easier when you're kind of building these in prior to the lineup locking compared to when people have got kind of know their lineups? I don't think John submits lineups for Pranksy. He just builds them on some stream every now and then as a promotional thing. I like doing it before to help avoid multiple teams in the same arena. Yeah, so what I do to avoid multiple teams in the same arena is, like, once the MLS lineups come out, for example, I'll do one cap 260, one uncapped, one 220, one beginner, and then wait and go back around and do it again. What's up, Quinny Pout? I don't mind doing a... See, I don't know. I prefer to know who's starting. I prefer to take it... Like, I do really well in the arenas. I haven't done this time around, mind you, but typically I do. Damn, man. People offering for all of my in-seasons that aren't up for grabs. Didn't Sorare say they are capping the amount of teams you can have in the same arena? Sure, I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, I do remember them saying something like that, Neil. I don't know if it's been implemented or not, mind you. So I've got 4 SPFLs, 4 contender lineups. My K-League stuff is just an absolute joke. Yeah, like a literal joke. I just don't have nearly enough to put anything in K-League at all. My MLS stuff I'll do a little bit later on today, probably. Maybe we could do it now. I don't have too much, actually, by way of MLS. Why is Zinc only at 70%? I think it was max 3, but even that's a lot in a room of 10. Yeah, it is, yeah. Oh, I might put Kai Wagner down there. Oh, All-Star. He played in the All-Star game. Okay. I think I'm still gonna risk him here. I only need 420 points anyway. Even if he gets sub-appearance, I could probably still succeed with that team. I can add another team in as well, but it won't be nearly as good. That kind of leaves as well that Carlos Hill rare spare. I don't obviously want to put him in here. I'll put like a Haney in here or something, because that lineup's a bit dead anyway. Let's go back to here. and put Carlos Gil in here. Or I use him in Arena. Arena. But then I've got to be around to make sure I use him in the Arena. I'm just going to put him in here for this one. Just tweeted you a thread with all the games from the leagues over the weekend, Friday to Monday. Let's have a look, Darren. Oh, like that? Yeah. See, like, I appreciate that. I appreciate the effort you probably went to kind of like type all that out and stuff. But just like FOTMob or SofaScore kind of offers that same presentation of the favorited leagues. So that was MLS in saison. Wait. Oh, that's a captain. Yeah, okay. This is where it gets bloody annoying, man. Having to constantly switch between everything like this. Right, now the limited in saison. We've got Berkey. Woledzi, he's very good, isn't he? A bit of Carlos Gil here. We'll go for Griezmann. Yeah, I think I want to do Heung-min Son again. We'll do Heung-min Son's rare in there, just to have a another good player in there. Okay. I'm trying to sell that Griezmann because I crafted him. So let's put Heung-min Son. Let's put Griezmann's classic in. And then let's pick Drea there. Happy days. The Arsenal in the know saying deal been agreed in principle as of half an hour ago. For Bruno, I think some of the in the knows that I've spoken to privately have been very, 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 very confident that the Bruno deal was actually agreed like about a week ago. And then it just required the right people to make the right noise in the right places. I don't even want like a classic in here, man. Let's just go all for it. Maybe I can actually put a classic defender in here instead of this Andrade guy. Michael is pretty good. I don't have much going on for the MLS. What's that about? Is there not like a full complement of games this weekend? $90 million package is the newest news. Agreed, as Hugo Willamette just wrote. Let's go. Yeah, Joe Linton wants to leave to Saudi. I saw that. This Butcher guy is doing quite well, isn't he? We want Leuven. 11% on that Leuven. We'll put Zinc into a lineup. We can't not really. And let's go for a bit of oh no, we've got classic opportunity again here. Yeah, again, I know San Jose Earthquakes don't have the best matchup here, but I just like Werner. I just think he's got that chance. Add team. We're only on the second streak here as well, so it's like we only need 380 points. I don't have to be like hyper protective over these lineups. Let me do a Denny B just in case he does pop off. Man, that Newcastle project just died. Everyone's left. Yes, mad, isn't it? Henep Dinamo Zagreb reporter here. There is a big possibility we aren't going to rotate heavy today. We are going to rotate heavy today. Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind that. Obviously, my main priority is the streaks, not the leaderboards. And so if the leaderboards crash and burn because of rotation or something along the lines of that's fine, because the streaks are absolutely the priority. But thanks for the info, man. It is appreciated. Right, there's my 5 lineups there. And then a leaderboard for the MLS. Is this in season? This is in season. Do I have enough in season players to fill the leaderboard lineup? Good old Fafa Pico. No, I don't. Cool. So I won't. Cool. Then MLS Classic is just cap mode now. All-Star Classic we already did. That's calm. I think I've done all the leaderboard lineups now. The arena lineups. I think they're all set. Damn. I must have missed out on loads of those players, by the way. Loads of those championship players. Yeah, I have. Look at that. Gosh, so many of them outbid. That's insane. Everyone is outbid. That is insane. How did you have Classic All-Star but with 5 players? Mine always has 7. I didn't have Classic All-Star with 5 players. That was in season. Don't forget your MLS set team. Yeah, we could do set right now, actually. I don't have much essence, though, guys. So it's a bit of a problem right now. Let's go and buy a pack straight away just to get that polished off. I've got a lot of spins, actually, for now. We can go and spin our wheel of... there's our 3-star player. Banging. Claim, claim, claim. Play the decisive picker. Bosh. Oh, what did I do? Oh, yeah. 7 points away, man. This Suzuki red card absolutely fried me, man. Fried me. Otherwise, that would be us up to the next stage, and I would have loved that. Will I be able to use my 400k essence for Europe cards? Yes, you will, yeah. Always thought you had to claim the 3-star. No, just seeing them is fine. Oh, Nep, not sure if you will cover this, but how did you do the rewards with MFL for the World Cup event? I was a little bit below break even, about $10 short. We'll have Hull. Arsenal get Bruno G. Joe Linton off to Saudi. Someone call up Paul Dummett and Mike Williamson. Their services are needed. Yeah. Matty Longstaff's about to get the callback of dreams from the MLS, isn't he? Oh, I have call me crazy. I have a feeling like Aston Villa and Newcastle, who have been pushing to the upper regions of the Premier League for a while now, I feel like they're both going to crash and burn. Trente was terrible. Yep. But for me, it's more the fact that, either keep the clean sheet or don't get sent off, and we've hit the target here. Villa will be fine. All right, what do we got? Freeze, and Gavran. We're going to go for Freeze. We're going to take his 5% option, obviously. Yeah, obviously we'll wait. I'll pop some players in here, but obviously when lineups are announced, we'll rejig the team a little bit. I don't think that team's good enough to hit the score target either. We'll see. Let's claim that, and let's go and spin the wheel. 400 essence, nice. 400 essence, nice. 2,000 essence, nice. 500 essence, nice. Oh, another 500 essence, nice. 200 essence, nice. 400 essence, nice. 500 essence, nice. That's all nice. Rogers was good, but second half of the season, he really dropped off. You can't bang 25 yards with that regularly. Yeah, you can't. Villa have Emery. If he leaves, then maybe. Everton as well. Yeah, I am concerned for Everton this season. Look at icon colours. Look at colours, icon, Jimenez. Yeah, I've kind of already got rid of a lot of my icon cards. I've only got these 3 left. I suppose, yeah, we can get rid of Jimenez as well then. I just feel like I have enough essence now to kind of to do some bits, you know. We're up to 2,300 tickets. All right, give me you see Newcastle starting fixtures. I haven't. Hold on, I'll be right back. Alrighty. Man United better go get Hall with all these shenanigans happening at Newcastle. Yeah, Newcastle could be in trouble, couldn't they? What are their fixtures for the start of the season? They've got, Jesus Christ, they've got a lot of club friendlies, haven't they? Fair play. Liverpool, Spurs, Bournemouth, Leeds, Hull, Coventry. That's not a bad start. I can see them getting loss, but then picking up win. Then I think they might struggle for a fair old while until the Ipswich game again. Yeah, I could see them being down towards the bottom of the table for sure. Away to Leeds, they're getting beat. Why do you want so much common essence? For when the European players come into the packs. Right. Left. Let's do a little once over of the collections, see where we're at. Leeds under the lights at Elland Road. That's a tough game. Yeah, it's a tough game for sure. Right, SPFL. We'll start with those. So it's just this Gendouzi guy that I want. But for some reason, I just cannot get him. I must have bid on this guy about 100 times. They added a player to Rangers. Just waiting on thumbs now. So Vid and FC vid will go live. Perfect. Yeah, see, and again, I just don't want to pay £10 for him because I can get him for £9. And I'm in no rush to actually get him. This guy here, I'm definitely not going to be paying £6 for. Oh, is this the guy that got added to Rangers? Macanya. Romens. See, look at that, man. Like, why has he gone from 35 up to 40? Is that just people being stupid and, like, fighting against each other for the same card? Hearts have bought Mendy, so he'll be added too. And then Danilo's no longer there. Johnson's not there. Kerr, again, is another one that's just flown up to the point where I'm happy to wait a couple of weeks to pick up a player like that. Otherwise, they're done. Just has gone, so they're done. Yeah, see, I feel like he'll come back down again. Don't want to buy him. We'll try and get him on 1 tick. Romans should take long free kicks and corners since Tav has gone. Do people think Newcastle are going to sell these players and just not replace them? Yeah, but there's a difference between replacing a player and then replacing a player that offers you exactly what the previous player offers you, right? Do you think if they signed 2 midfielders to replace, let's say, a Joe Linton, a Tonali, and a Bruno Guimaraes, or 3 midfielders, should I say, do you think those 3 midfielders are just going to have the exact same impact that the 3 that have gone had? It's just not like reasonable. Do you know what I mean? So Engels now, I don't want to buy, do I? And that's why his price has plummeted, because of the links away from Celtic. If they said anything about the collection missions, they haven't. I have a feeling we'll get some kind of information on them after the transfer window closes, because for the now, there's no point them constantly kind of like chopping and changing things, because then as soon as another transfer comes in, they're going to have to chop and change it again. I have a feeling that they'll just deal with it at the very end. Thank God I got outbid on him. All right, so can't really do much for the SPFL. Austrian Bundesliga. I've only got 3 teams to complete, and only 4 here. And I think these, none of those players I've actually completed. Salzburg, Whack Pellets, we could do with 1 more player, but I want him at this price down here, not at this price up here. This team I think is finished as well. Yep. So I'm literally missing 1 player only in the Austrian Bundesliga, and I think in the Croatian league as well. What should I pick? 5,000 limited essence or 1,250 rare essence? I know this isn't going to be the answer that you want, but my answer will be, what do you want? Do you want 5,000 limited essence, or do you want 1,250 rare essence? Do you want 5 limited crafts, or do you want 1 rare craft? Yeah, see, all of these teams have just got players left where I can't do anything with them. That's really awesome. 2 Bundesliga. This is where we have to get back involved in picking up some more cards. Not this yet, actually. I'll do this over the weekend, because same as the championship, we've got some players in it. Wow, I've got 10 players from Lincoln at that floor price. That's mad. I might end up getting the championship for a lot cheaper than I expected if I'm able to pick up probably like 70% of the entire player base for the bottom tick. Weird, you had a few complete teams with like 25 out of 26 there. Yeah, I think, Josh, because they got players added after. Yeah, so here, the player for Hartberg got added after the completed symbol came up. And I guess they just don't uncomplete it. I do believe that he will get transferred. He's transferred in, and he just hasn't had any cards minted yet. Maybe when he gets minted, they will say it's not completed. I don't know. Also, I'd consider picking up Engels before he officially moves, because he's a star. Would help reach collection goal quicker. Yeah, especially if we can get him. I mean, I was bidding on him before. I was bidding on him before. For the price way above what he's gone for. But yeah, if we could pick him up at about 25 quid. I'll do 1 tick here. Hopefully I'm outbid, and then I'll get him for 25 quid next time over. What else are we looking at? Portuguese League. These Portuguesers. Most of these Portuguese teams are also finished. Even though they don't say that they are completed, there is no access to the players left. This guy we can get. Still be used at West Ham as well. Yeah, he will be in the championship. He'll still be a decent player for sure. This guy I don't think has a card. This guy I don't think has a card. Kivya I'm not buying yet. His price was coming down and then it's like kind of crept back up again. Hwang Byom. Oh, West Ham going to buy the league. They're being linked to 30 mil jingle from us. So I think it's really important that they do. Hold on a second. Oh, wow. Interesting that Premier League Bowen 1 out of 100 was 390, but Championship 1 out of 100 was just 191. Yeah, I think I do think there's a little bit of a crazy overpay going for certain players, but also I think because of the unknown of where the market is going to be, I'm not surprised. Yeah, see, most of these teams are complete now. Can't get any of those players. Can't get him. Can't get him. Don't want that Gustavo guy. Can't get him. We can bid up for him. I have 3 SPFL lineups. You reckon it's worth resetting after the second streak to farm essence opposed to the $3 for the first few game weeks? The only reason why I would say no is because what if you complete that third streak and get to the fourth streak? And what if you complete that fourth streak and get to the fifth streak? What if you complete that fifth streak and then win the top prize? And then is Pote, is he a star player as well? He might be worth picking up just for the collection mission side of things. So yeah, I don't think there's great value in restarting on purpose. I think, you know, there was a study done with gambling on people that cashed out. Pote is going for Saudi. Yes, I know. My question wasn't, is he transferring out or not? My question was, is he a star or an icon still, so that I can buy him for extremely cheap to complete a node towards the star and the icon thing. But yeah, there was a study done with gamblers that cashed out early, and psychologically, every time they cash out and a bet goes wrong, they feel like they won. But every time they cashed out and a bet still went on to win, they still felt like they won because the difference of what they would have won compared to what they claimed in the first place was so minimal that it was worth like protecting. The reality of the matter is that you are statistically better off never cashing out than you are cashing out, yet people still do it. And I think it's that same thing that you're saying about should you like reset that level 2 to go back and get that easy reward again. I think in the moment that might seem like the right thing to do, and you might end up having a situation where you're like, oh damn, thank God I did that because now I've got 1,000 essence instead of missing out on the $3. But over time you're just hurting yourself. Did you read much of the Foot Economist tweets and replies last night? I read a bit. I tell you why, Josh, I stopped kind of reading all of it. I read a few bits. One of the reasons why I stopped reading in the first place was because from EA's perspective, it just winds me up again that, oh, here we are again, end of July, beginning of August, and the EA employees are making themselves known again on social media and kind of, you know, happy to talk to the community again now. And it just feels like it just feels like they're mugging us off. You know, after everything that went on last year, it just feels like they're mugging us off. But the other reason why I kind of didn't read it is because everything that was posed that I saw anyway, to whether it be Jamie or any other employee that was being kind of engaged in conversation, is it just seemed to be very self desires. You know, the questions that I asked were, well, what about this thing that I want? And it's like, how is that important or helping anyone? So I read like a couple of them and then I just got wound up. So I just shut my phone off and didn't read any more. Put it this way, if cashing out gave the edge to the punter, it wouldn't be a thing. I thought his back and forth with Nick was solid. Let's have a look. Nick 28T or Nick run the foot market? But agreed on the, oh, now you want to talk. Yeah, it does. It just feels crap. Right, where's the start of this exchange? Regarding exchange's menu grind, I've seen this feedback quite a bit over the past several days. We do have plans to gradually ramp up the menu grind and bring back an exchange-esque loop over the next handful of weeks. Just keep in mind as well, guys, last year it wasn't until the middle of August that we got repeatable 84x10s. We're still like 2 weeks behind that right now. One important caveat, the exchange-esque experience won't be the same as it was in previous releases. I know that might not be exactly what some folks want to hear, but we're trying to find the right balance between ramping up the fun in the menu grind and moving too quickly into endgame. I feel like I feel like this is kind of like little too late. Like, people have got the most insane teams already that allowing people to collect cards I don't think would hurt anybody. Even if you just got the game and you just walk straight into an endgame team, so, like, cool, let them play with it. That's my opinion. Nick says, we appreciate the communication at the very least. An infinite menu grind is something I think we all look forward to for the final month of Foot or during footies. Hopefully it comes soon. Any comms on adding a golden goal mode back in or improving rush to shorter games or first to 3? I think a lot of people would like some fun or silly game modes to play this time of the year. Interesting idea regarding the shorter first to X rush matches. I'm really surprised that A, Rush is going to be in the game next year, because B, they didn't do anything with Rush this year. After they reduced it from 7 minutes to 5 minutes, those games are still too long. It's called Rush, not slow. And when I can get through a squad battles game, if I'm hyper efficient, quicker than I can get through a Rush game, there's a problem. He does respond on the end game bit. Let's have a look. But to Kim Pembro, okay. Oh, I think I have Kim Pembro blocked. Yeah, I do. Appreciate the balanced perspective here on both fronts, transparency/comms. It's clear based on the replies that not everyone agrees with where we've landed the balance so far. We'll take that back to the team. We'll keep iterating. It just sounds like corporate jargon, doesn't it? We'll take that back to the team. We'll keep iterating. we haven't landed the balance so far. Like, what are you just picking out of a hat of like corporate nonsense? Here's the response for this one. No tweet from Foot Economist from November 25th, June 2026 tells you all you need to know. Yeah, it does. And it will be the same this year. And that's why I was like reading it. I was kind of like, whatever, man. I just don't even care. Like, I just don't even care. What it reads to me is I don't have the power to force through endgame. Yeah, this says I've got to go back and ask some people if I can do some stuff. Like, obviously, I'm not going to tell him what he should do or shouldn't do, or maybe he's under obligation to do or not do things. But I think people would respect it more if he was just like, look, guys, I hear what you're saying. I know what you want, and I'm trying to push it through, and it's hard. You thought that was interesting. Let's have a look here. Good question. So, Rush should be a shorter game mode. It should be. Either shorter time matches, like 3 minutes, or first to X, or perhaps both. Have plenty of longer match options. The term Rush alone should indicate a quicker style game mode. Fair enough. Pretty much everywhere else in the mode are 4 matches right now. Well, not really, because there was a penalty shootout mode in this moment as well. I think it's still there right now, actually. How would you feel if your Rush matches were shorter but didn't count as a full match towards Evos or objectives? Why would you do that? Why? And then 2018 demolished the argument. Why would one have to come to the expense of the other? If people want to grind objectives and Evos in Rush because they're shorter games and it increases a fun element and keeps people playing the game for longer in the cycle, surely that benefits the user in EA? Good question. Here's how we think about it. Generally, we don't want any one mode to be the right way to finish Evos or make progress on objectives. If we make Rush matches meaningfully shorter, you could get 2 to 3 Rush matches done in the time that it took you to play a single Rivals Live Event Champ Squad Battles match. Folks might feel that they have to play Rush if they want to optimally complete Evos or objectives, even if that's not their preferred game mode. That makes a bit of sense if you didn't have people doing things like golden goals and things like that, right? And then is what Nick says. Are we going backwards now to this one here? 28's quote response. I think it's both. But for me, Rush has huge potential. It's a bridge between Foot and Pro clubs. Playing with friends on my community is super fun. The only issue is that anything but Rush. It's currently slow and tedious. Fast, fun games whilst being able to do Evos or just use new players while playing with friends, in my opinion, is exactly what Rush needs. No replays or celebrations could help too. That definitely. That's what makes the game last so long. Is like the gameplay is probably about 50% of the time in the game. But a first to 3, or do you know, they could just have like some modes that are like first to 3, like, you know, a limited time mode for like 2 days or 3 days, right? And reduce match time to 3 minutes would be such a nice change. Also, maybe putting some effort into objectives weekly for it. The current copy-paste rewards aren't fun. That's very true. But honestly, the rewards are the least important part. I'd love for the mode to just be fun, more fun to play, because if done right, it can be a community-wide joy. Yeah, I agree with that. They literally gave a pen shootout mode. His above tweet is a killer. Pen shootout mode, it takes less rush and counts for Evos and objectives. Yeah, and gives you clean sheets and gives you, like, the penalty shootout mode was the biggest, easiest, quickest way to abuse objectives and get everything done super quick. His quote tweet above that is the one. I see where you're coming from, but don't forget Rush only allows you to do 1 player. Other game modes, you could do 2 or 3 players at once. So it actually makes sense if Rush allowed you to finish 1 player 3 times faster, because the overall time spent would still be the same. Just something to think about. Yeah, that's banging, isn't it? That is absolutely true. In Rush, you can only do 1 player. And so, yeah, if we're at a point in the game cycle where we are now, where you can have 3 Evos, well, I can go and do a squad battles game in 8 minutes, or go and get a rage quit in live event mode in 2 minutes, or go and do a penalty shootout in 1 minute, and Evo 3 players at once. That's like a great response. Let's have a look at Jamie's. Appreciate the balanced perspective here on both fronts. Transparency, comms, plus it being endgame. It's clear that based on the replies, oh, we already read that one. Jamie returns to answer community questions the moment FC27 pre-orders are released. Coincidence? Yeah, it's not a coincidence, and that's what's frustrating, man. That's what's frustrating. Most of his replies. Hold on a sec. Right. This is a great response in regards to Evos and in regards to objectives. We have many where you need to play like 5 games with 6 Germans, for instance, which cannot be done in Rush. In any case, there is no downside for EA to shorten Rush matches, as we'd need to play other modes to complete objectives. Yeah, precisely. Precisely. God, guys, do you know the most difficult, challenging, frustrating thing about sorting these collections out is, like, if I go and look at the championship now, and it's like, damn, it's just so many teams. It's so many players. Lincoln are one of the worst teams, are they? It's just going to take so bloody long. What I wanted to do for this week, though, is I really wanted to make sure that the leagues that started today, I had basically finished. And the reason why I wanted to make sure of that is because I am genuinely, like, not paranoid, but I'm conscious of the fact that these players could start like absolutely booming and spiking and peaking all over the place off the back of scoring well, starting, things like that. Harry, taking your advice. Yeah, somebody said in the chat earlier he's like uploading more. Which is great. But I genuinely think it is. I think there is a huge gap in the market for Sorare content. I guess I'm going to have to start focusing on some goalkeepers. I just want to get as many at the floor price as possible because there's just going to be so many players in the championship. We need a Soccer Saturday Sorare style stream. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. In any case, we'll be doing... Didn't Shackleton play in SPFL last season? In any case, we'll be doing weekends of streaming football, especially during the summer holidays for the kids. Oh, I don't mean like that, Jesper, as in like having people on. I think just what I more was kind of like alluding to is just me streaming lots and lots and lots. Tonight, we'll see. I'll see if I can stream tonight. I've got the kids tonight though, so depending on their sort of like bedtime routine sorted and getting them settled down and stuff, maybe. But no promises. Alfie Doherty. Do it. Yeah, like I'm not sure I can tonight because I've got the kids today. Like tonight, my wife's away. So depending on the bedtime routine and settling them down and how long that sort of thing takes will depend on whether or not I'm going to have the time to stream tonight or not. How old are they? Old enough to go on the rides at theme parks. Nep, to claim the reward to get an icon and star card is giving an error. Yes, that is correct. I think that's just because there's no cards in the prize pool yet from Sorare 27. So I don't think you'll be able to claim anything until Tuesday. What's up, geese? Thanks, mate.
No. I've said, let Tristan have his turn. He didn't. He picked up a controller. He started controlling Tristan's car. And then we had to figure out how to get it back onto Tristan's controller. So he interrupted his brother's game because he was impatient. So Tristan's had it back for about 3 minutes and he's coming in here to complain to you that he wants to go now. And I've just lost a nail. I've told you you're going to get a go in a minute. I'm not going to not give you a go, but don't interrupt his go, please.
So okay, mummy. Yes, it is, but he was playing on it. Okay. I claimed a star card and got a K1 player with the SPFL missions. Do you have evidence of that, Toxic? Because a few people have said that, but I'm unable to even claim a card. There's Fuller. What did you said? Do you have proof? I was allowed to claim, but yeah. Okay. Did you have proof?
So Matt's talking about coming down to the south coast.
Oh yeah. What was that? That was Charlton. Is my son still smashing squad battles? Yeah, he is. Ryan can regularly win on professional. The odd occasion on world class. Tristan can win on semi-pro quite easily now. It's breakfast time, guys. Eggs on toast. Again. Lewis Miller. Nobody off the head is illa. How are you guys getting on with your preparations for today? The Charlton side is dire. Geez, is it actually? Just got Ada Morris for 30 euros. Nice. Horny check to Newcastle, nearly done. One of the classic keepers you bought, doubled in price, so you sold him and had one less lineup. Smart, man. Smart. Make the money without playing the football. That is smart. Am I completing the Burger King Rovers? I will be. It is going to take a bloody age to build through all of these leagues. I've still got to do Eredivisie, Bundes 2, French 2, English Championship. What are you doing with all your tickets? You're saving them for any reason? Yeah, saving them until there are Sorare 27 rewards in the Essence pool, which will be Tuesday. But I'm actually going to save them until next Tuesday, not the Tuesday coming, but the Tuesday after, because that's when we'll have everything in the crafting pool other than the top 4 leagues. And that's what I want. Is there any kind of update with Braga players? Braga? I don't think they have licensing for Braga, do they? Not sure what to spend the free 100 euros on after signing up. Yeah, as Sanchez responds to you below, it's not a free 100 euros, it's 100 euros of market credits. It should be 150 as well, mind you, but it's like 50% off, so you still have to like match it with your own money. Joshua Key. Is it best to use classic rare card in pro mode? Of an Obsession Limited. Ask the question again, Dark Trader. The amount of insta buys because of people panic buying is crazy. Who was that? Widdell. This Widdell little guy. Gonçalo Franco. As I say, I really want to like try hard to get the like something like the championship, as many as possible on one tick, because I think it's going to be possible. I think it means over an in-season limited. Is it best to use a classic rare? Well, I mean, it's circumstantial, right? There will be instances where a classic rare will give you that 5% boost in rewards, or 15% if you captain them, and having that boost will be real nice, and you'll smash the points target. And so, yeah, it'll be great to have had that classic rare in there. But then there'll be instances where that classic rare, you're using a suboptimal player just to have a rare in there to get a little bit of a reward bonus, and maybe he doesn't have as much XP as the limited would have had, and so therefore kind of, you know, like lets you down. And I think if you're going to use a classic rare, you're just going to feel obliged to captain them because you get 10% further bonus on the rewards, and I think that's going to be hurting people a lot. And I think that's why it's smart actually from Sorare to have allowed a classic rare to give a little rewards boost, because I think that they know people are going to do that. I think they know, like, oh, I'm just gonna captain my classic rare, get myself the extra 10%. All of a sudden, your points tally is not quite high enough to even win the reward in the first place because you've made a suboptimal decision, and all of a sudden, Sorare don't have to pay out the rewards. Not obsession, sorry. Is it best to use a classic rare in pro mode and 4 in season limited, or just 5 in season? Yeah, so I kind of as explained there, like it's circumstantial. It is circumstantial. Go, mate.
When Tristan tried to turn on my controller because he wanted me to play on mine, when I could have just played on his, it went that's.
Don't know if you saw, but Classic Arenas have lineups for limited submission. Do they? Where's the limit? Not for All Star. Where's the limit here? I tried to submit. What about submission? On top before that screen. 2 hours, 18 minutes. Prizes, add team, SPFL, arena. Before this screen. So here. There's no limit set here. There's no limit set here. No, the 2 hours. Yeah. This has always been the way. This has always been the case. You can put in arena entries. So if I the reason why this exists, right? If I go and build 10 lineups right now before the time limit, I'm guaranteed to be in 10 different arenas with those 10 different lineups. After the timer locks and we go into the game week, then you're in anytime entry where you can continually add more and more and more and more, but you're not guaranteed to be in different arenas. You might be in with yourself. I'm curious that the guy that said he got a K-League staffer claiming the SPFL reward thing, and I asked him if he had proof. I'm curious why he just didn't respond after that. Do you guys reckon I might reset my own streak here? Just since I've had a dead lineup anyway, and I'm going to be using those in-season lineups to come. Do we think it's probably best I just make 4 brand new lineups? Because there's no negative now, is there, to me restarting the board? All I'll do is just put myself back up to 4 lives instead of 3 lives. That's new, though. Before pre-deadline arenas, you had to wait for an arena to close to go on a different one. Before pre-deadline arenas. Pre-deadline arenas have always been there, though. Always. Yeah, it shouldn't matter. Yeah, I think it doesn't matter. Let me restart the board. You'll restart your streak from step 1. That's okay. Oh, no, I'm back to step 1. What an oversight. If you lose all lives, don't you have to wait until next game week? No, because you've restarted. So I'm back down to, like, you don't have to wait till the next game week to start again. I mean, the shuffling thing at 3 p.m., it's new for this season. No, you've always been able to put in loads of lineups pre 3 p.m. and then be put into different arenas so that you're not like paired up with yourself after the 3 p.m. That was the benefit to. There's obviously a negative to presetting a lineup in the arena. You might get a DMP, but the positive was the fact that you're never going to be in the same arena with yourself. Oh, start again. Restart. I think it's bugged out now as well, isn't it? Man, imagine if I can't... imagine if it doesn't let me restart it. User already has a maximum number of tasks for this config. There you go. It's ruined, guys. What was we doing? Oh, yeah, here. Oh, I've already done these. I wonder if I have to like log out and log back in to try and get that to fix itself. 2342. 2342. Hey. Aze, what's up? Hello. Buzzing for this Rangers game tonight. I'm not anymore. I can't play now. Oh, there it goes back. Oh my god, thank God. Yeah, I'm so excited. I am so excited for look at that. I can put do you know what I mean? Let me put Filipovic in there and get myself a little 5% reward. Maybe I captain him. Who says no? The lineup comes out. I put in Dominik Kovacic. We put in Zach. We put in Beljo. We'll put in have I got any more Zagreb players? No, but that's okay. We'll put in Jorgensen, and then we'll captain Filipovic. 15%. Boom. That's 150 bonus essence, baby. And then guess what? We'll do this. We'll go in season again. Oh, we don't have any more goalkeepers. What do we have? What do we have from rare? Oh, no, because it's not. Yeah. So we've got Leitner. No, we've got Jungwirth. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to go for our Lask Donnies. Andrade. Ljubicic. Going to have a Slaven forward. Christopher Lang. And then we captain Jungwirth. Boom. Kovacic is Slaven. Yeah, I know. I could tell by the badge. I was just looking for another Zagreb player here. Do I captain those rare goalkeepers? Just saying. What if neither of them keep a clean sheet and I miss out on the 320 points bonus because of it? Classic. They are classic, yeah. Yeah, I'm eager now. Oh yeah, I'm going to need another goalkeeper for a second lineup here, unless I'm hyper confident that I could just pass with my first lineup. Yeah, I'm going to need to get either the Dundee or Rangers goalkeeper as classic. What does Wharton come in at? £6. Oh my days. There's no shot he was more than about 50p before. Oh yeah, look at that. That's mad. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Sorare are about to make so much money from anytime entry in streaks. You paid that for his in-season. How much did I pay for his in-season? I think it was like about £11 or £12, I think. Oh, I paid £17 3 days ago. He's still at £16 on auction as well. Like, see, I kind of look at him and I think, yeah, I've done all right there. I could have bought him a lot cheaper. I should have done. I knew goalkeepers were going to be difficult. I knew goalkeepers were going to spike in price because you just need too many of them if you want to keep throwing in lineups. I should have bought all the goalkeepers a lot sooner. But here, like, that's not an unreasonable price. And then he just kept going up. Why Dundee? Do you think they have a good performance? No, not necessarily. Like, they just only need to not have a bad performance. Wait, who's playing right now? Oh, Gustavo. Because you only need, what is it, 320 points to hit that first streak. Is it 320? Yeah, because you only need 320 points to hit that first streak. If you have 5 starters, you're going to get, what, almost 200 points? With your captain, with your in-season bonuses, with all of that sort of goodness. What would it be? It'd be 70, 140... No, it'd be maybe even more than that. 165 plus bonuses. Yeah, you're going to be maybe even over 200 points just to have the 5 starters, and you only need 320. And so the idea is that I can use this Dundee keeper with these Rangers outfield players and still smash. Yeah, they're still all-star, like Trente. There's still all of the things that you had before is still there. If it wants to load. Apparently not anymore. Apparently they've got rid of Arena in season. There we go. So this is where you got like your all-star and whatnot here. Yeah, mate.
One of the toys
Don't walk too close because you haven't got a t-shirt on.
Toys Tristan was playing with what was mine. The head came off when he was playing with it and he lost it, so he's put another head on. Where you're trying to find the other one.
Okay, we'll find it.
No, like the other ones.
Don't walk too close because you haven't got a t-shirt on.
And like the other ones somewhere in this house near the little table. That one's also part of it. Like the heads are meant to come off to put the other one on. They're not.
Well, okay, well, we'll find it, okay? We'll find it. All right, Daddy's going to finish streaming pretty soon here, and then we'll go and find it, all right?
Can I also have squash?
When I come out, all right? What's up, Hardy Party? How you doing, man? And I've just watched the Mr. Who's the Boss video about the memory crisis and how gaming is effed. That S is wild. I have no idea what you're talking about, I can't lie. Can we get a cheeky 10 spins? I don't know if I've got enough, mate. I don't know if I've got enough. If we get loads of clues and I'm just getting screwed, then that is all on you. And that would be really rude. So that's 1 clue burnt. Thanks for nothing. That's 3 clues burned. 4 clues burned. Cheers for nothing. 5 clues burned. A little bit of essence. A little bit of essence. Bit more of essence. A little bit of essence. 10 highest rank clues burned. Cheers, pal. Bit of XP. Don't mind that. Oh, you bastard. That would have been so worth it if we hit the market credits. But, yeah, thanks for nothing, mate. Thanks for nothing. Just burning my clues all over the place, man. Hi, should I get so rare? You don't get so rare. You just play it. You don't have to... You just go to sorare.com or !sorare in the chat. Oh, 1,000 essence. Boom. Oh, my days. Wait, hold on. I've been given the Wheel of Goodness. There's 4 clues burned. That's totally okay so far. Don't mind the XP either. Now that I've spent some down, it's going to be a commodity much needed. Come on, market creditos. 100 essence. 20,000 essence already is wild. Keeping in mind that we're going to get about 460,000 essence from the collect missions. Is it worth to spend 125.99 on Ultimate Plus Edition? I won't be, David. I don't think the value that you get from it is nearly enough. If I just have one team with a couple of subs, would you do level 1 streaks and wait till next week or go for leaderboard at the moment? Guaranteed 500 essence plus my team could push into higher essences. Yeah, I think if you have just one team, I'd be playing the leaderboards. Are you going to make so much back alone with the craft once Prem comes out? I mean, that's part of the plan, yeah. It is part of the plan. Well, it's part of the hopes. Part of the hopes and desires. Come on, give me some market credits. Oh, my days, that winds me up because that was my choice this time. There you go, we're maxed out on market credits. That's a free player. Oh, market credits twice. That's 2 free players. Oh, triple. The market credits are just the best thing, man. It's the country clues that aren't. I've got to stop spinning, but I can't now. I feel like the wheels. I feel like it's the wheel of goodness at the moment. We've got huge essence, huge market. Well, some market credits. I've definitely wasted a lot of clues though, and that's not smart. All right, the last wheel spin. Wheel of goodness. Give me that big. Nope, never mind. Are you going to use the crafting clues to help players get for your collections? No. If I craft a player that I don't own and they go into the collection, that's calm. Saves me having to buy one. But I won't be. I won't be crafting to get players for the collection. So we've finished all of that. That's all done and way over the threshold there. Got one more team to complete. The thing is, like these are all done. They are all done. I just the collections just aren't complete, and I can't do that. Are the leaderboards just arena or are they separate? Leaderboards are in arena, yeah. And then the arena is in the arena. I don't I don't know why they've done it the way they've done it, but they've done it the way they've done it. And that's how they've done it. Just in terms of in season, MLS I've already done. K-League I've got nothing for. SPFL and Contenders already done. Leaderboard I'm not doing. For MLS, SPFL doesn't have a leaderboard. Contender doesn't have a leaderboard. For Classic, under 23 is done. And at Rare. All-Star, I've only done one lineup at Rare and one lineup at Limited because I want to utilize the other cards in the capped modes. Or the formats, the different formats. Don't care for K-League. MLS will do once lineups are out. SPFL will do once lineups are out. And that's it for this week. For somebody who's just starting the game, would you recommend using €150 market discount to go down the Premier League route? I wouldn't, because like you just won't get much. Like the Premier League is going to be quite expensive, especially for like the big players, like the stars and the top players. You know, the goalkeepers, they're going to be super expensive. Like you'll be lucky if you can scrape together a half decent team with £150 plus the credits on top. I'm too much of an addict to have 2K spins just sitting there. It's just like, I'll do 10 more because I'm going to end now. But it's just that every time I spin and get clues, like this now, it's like, it's literally a wasted spin. So now I've just cost myself some value. And the whole point of this right here is to extract as much value as I can. That's 2 spins now that have cost me value, 3 spins that have cost me value, 4 spins that have cost me, 5. That's awful. 6 spins have given us clues. 7. A little bit of essence there. So 7 of the 10 spins gave clues. And the golden spin gave clues. So what an absolute waste. Why not do a single craft for MLS K-League, since you'll get it back anyway? Because there's just not enough good players in the prize pool. What do we get? Standard. So now I'm going to have to burn highest rank for it to tell me that the highest rank is 2-star. So now what a waste, right? We get Juicy Zhong, who I'll probably be able to sell for about 30p. I'm actually just going to return him and get some essence back. And now because I didn't use the other clues, I'm still going to waste clues. Like if I spin again, because all I need now is the highest rank reveal. So if we go back and spin again, if we get any clues that aren't reveal the highest rank, I mean, market credits are obviously awesome all the time. So that's wasted clues again. There you go. My highest rank clues are filled back up again now. Which is actually quite banging that we hit it in a 10. Oh, I feel like 1,000 essence was coming there. Let's go. Just either or would have been nice. Right, guys. Stop spinning then. Yeah, but it's like, you know, there's so many there. There's so many there. It's going to be fun. Once we get to next Tuesday and all the cards that we want are actually in the crafting pool, it's going to be really fun to sit there and rinse through it all. For today, though, guys, that's going to be the end of the stream. Bit of a short one today, I know, but yeah, cheers for watching, cheers for chilling, and I will see you guys maybe tonight. I'm not promising anything for tonight. I'll be tweeting about it anyway, but definitely tomorrow for like the 3 p.m. kickoffs and stuff. So yeah,